What's up, you guys, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be going over the source of financing in a contract in buying a home and how that affects the contract. But we're going to be looking at it today from the seller's perspective, okay? And why that's something you should pay attention to when you're looking at the offers that you're getting for your home. Now, two of the most common things you're going to see when people are offering to buy your home is they're going to either want to pay for it using cash or they're going to need a loan to buy your home. Now, both of those two options are going to affect the transaction in multiple ways. Three of the biggest factors are that they are going to affect the closing date, they're going to affect the closing costs, and they're going to affect requirements that the buyer has to go through if they decide to get a loan. Now, why are each of these important to you? So here's the thing. As the seller, I'm assuming you want more certainty of getting your home sold. If you've already made the decision that you want to sell your home, I'm assuming you don't want to spend months and months and months making more mortgage payments. It's also, I think it's safe to assume that you don't want to get into multiple deals with people and have those deals constantly fall through. So the thing is that on top of wanting the best offer for your home, you also want more certainty. Certainty is going to be your best friend in selecting the best offer for your home. So closing date, how fast can they close, right? Now, for some of you, this may not really matter, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But just so you know, if somebody's offering to pay with cash, there are fewer hoops that they need to jump through. They have the money available. They don't need a loan. Therefore, you will see with people who are offering cash, they can offer a shorter closing time. They can close much faster than somebody who's getting a loan because lenders and certain loans will require a longer period of time to process those loans. Closing costs. Okay, now here's the thing. There are always costs involved in closing a transaction of buying or selling a home. When a buyer is obtaining a loan, there are more closing costs associated with that. The lender has to get paid, obviously. Why is that important for you as the seller? Because it's funny, but more often than not, the buyer will ask you to cover some of those costs. Now, relax, you don't have to agree to pay any of those. However, they're going to ask. And sometimes that may be what makes or breaks a deal. Maybe you contributing to half the closing costs will be the determining factor in whether or not they are able to go through with a deal, right? So just for the sake of knowledge and for you knowing, you may get a lot of buyers asking you to cover some of the closing costs. Now, if they have a loan, they're going to have more of those. And you may be okay helping them out with a little bit, but I'm sure that if they had fewer costs by paying cash, it might be more attractive for you to pay half of $2,000 rather than half of $10,000 associated with a loan. Now, as far as buyer requirements, why is that important to you as a seller? Well, again, one of the most important things you're looking for is certainty, okay? Some lenders and some loans require buyers to different lenders and different loans require buyers to go through different hoops, different requirements to get the financing they need to buy your home. That's important to you because each of those requirements are opportunities for the buyer to fail those requirements and not get the financing and drop out of the deal, right? So the more hoops they have to jump through, the more opportunities they're going to miss those hoops, and the more opportunities the transaction falls through and you don't get to sell your home and you're back at square one. Therefore, you kind of want to know how they're getting their money to pay for your home, to buy your home, because that's going to affect those factors. It's going to affect how fast they can close the closing date. It's going to affect the amount of costs that they have and what they may ask you to pay for. And it's also going to affect the number of hoops that they have to jump through. And it's going to affect that certainty of whether or not the transaction is going to go through to the end. So again, a lot of these factors are relevant to the buyers, but they are important for you to know in selecting your offer because you could get the best offer in the world. But if you've got very little certainty, or you give them more opportunities to drop out, here's the thing, that best offer means nothing if you're back at square one and looking for people to buy your home. So I hope that was a little informative. You guys stay awesome, and we'll see you next time.